Hello everyone, my name is Satyam Shivaj and I'm working as a legal intern with Lexis & Company. And in this video, we will discuss about the rights of an accused person at a trial. What is accused person? Accused is a person against whom an allegation has been made, a person who is charged with any of the offences. Now what is trial? A trial has not been defined in the Code of Criminal Procedure, but dictionary means of trial is the examination in a court of law by a judge or a jury of the issue presented in the due course of the procedure. Now let's see the rights of the accused person at trial. According to Section 4 of the CRPC, all the offences under the Indian Penal Code shall be investigated, inquired into, tried, and otherwise dealt with according to the provisions contained in the CRPC. The fairness of a criminal trial is based on the human rights, and there are certain rights of the accused person, which are as follows. First being the right of the accused to know. The accused person has a right to be informed of the accusation against him to be made preparation for his defense, and according to section 228, 240, 246 and 251 of the CRPC, when an accused is being brought before the court for trial, the offences of which he is accused shall be stated to him. Now the second being the right of accused to be tried in his presence. The trial should be in personal presence of the accused to enable him to understand properly the prosecution case as it unfolds in the court. The magistrate, trying the case as per section 205 sub clause 2 of the CRPC, may in his direction at any stage of the proceeding direct the personal attendance of the accused and if necessary enforce such attendance in the manner provided of the CRPC. However, according to the section 205 clause 1 of the code, whenever a magistrate issue a summons, he may, if he sees reason to do so, dispense with the personal attendance of the accused and permit him to appear by his pleader. Section 205 of the CRPC states 1. Whenever a magistrate issue a summons, he may, if he sees reasons to do so, dispense with the personal attendance of the accused and permit him to appear by his pleader. Clause 2 states, but the magistrate inquiring into or trying the case may in his discretion at any stage of the proceeding direct the personal attendance of the accused and, if necessary, enforce such attendance in the manner herein above provided. Now let's see the third right, right of taking evidence in the presence of the accused. According to section 273 of the CRPC, except of the provisions otherwise provided, all the evidence taken in the court of the trial of the proceeding shall be taken in the presence of the accused or when his personal attendance is dispensed with in the presence of the pleader. Provided that where the evidence of a woman below the age of 18 who is alleged to have been subject to rape or any other sexual offences is to be recorded, the court may take appropriate measures to ensure that such woman is not confronted by the accused while at the same time ensuring the right of the cross-examination of the accused. Now the fourth right being the right to cross-examination prosecution witness. According to section 244 of CRPC, the magistrate may in his direction give the accused an opportunity to cross-examination the prosecution witnesses if they should be desired, even though the change may not be framed but the accused person claim as of the right of cross-examine until the charge have been framed. According to section 246 of CRPC, the accused person has a right of recalling and cross-examine the witness of the prosecution after the charge has been framed. Now let's see the fifth right, the right of the accused to offer evidence in defense. According to section 243 of CRPC, evidence for defense, clause 1 state that the accused shall be called upon to enter upon his defense and procedure and produce his evidence, and if the accused put in any written statement, the magistrate shall file it with a record. Clause 2. If the accused, under he had entered upon his defense, applies to the magistrate to issue any process for compelling the attendance of any witness for the purpose of cross-examination or examination or the production of any document or other things, the magistrate shall issue such process unless he considers that such application should be refused on the ground that it is made for the purpose of vexation or delay or for defeating the end of the justice, and such ground should be recorded by him in writing. Provided that when The accused has cross-examined or had the opportunity for cross-examine any witness before entering on his defense. The attendance of such witness shall not be compelled under the section unless the magistrate is satisfied that it is necessary for the end of the justice. Now the clause 3 said the magistrate may, before summoning any witness on the application, subsection 2 requires that the reasonable expenses incurred by the witness in attending for the purpose of the trial may be deposited in court. As per section 247 of the code, the accused shall be called upon to enter with which defenses and produces evidence. The accused has the right to produce evidence in defense, though the burden of proving the guilt is entirely on the prosecution and though the law does not require the accused to lead the evidence to prove his innocence. Now the last right is the right to have a speedy trial. Speedy trial is essential ingredient for reasonable, fair and just procedure guaranteed by Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. The accused has a right to a speedy trial and it is a constitutional obligation of the state to ensure that the speedy trial to the accused is being provided. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.